Hello everyone, Rodario with another grounded video. Today's video we'll be going over the public test server 0.9.0.3036, the current version of the game. So basically 9.0. So first we're going to start with some of the beginning of the patch notes, because I'm going to go over the patch notes with all of you guys. I have it pulled up on the screen here to my right, so if you see me constantly looking to the side, that's what I'm doing. I'm reading the notes so I can keep up with them. First we're going to start off with new buildings. We have new building objects, and you buy them from Burgle. So first one is ladders. Let me go in here. Ladders is if you've unlocked with the hedge burgle chip, the jungle temple burgle chip. So if you scroll all the way down, I'll show you. I've already bought it, so but it's right here. Ladders, it's just the ladder, 2 wheat stems, 2 acorn tops for 3,500 raw science. This one is 3,500 raw science for this. The other one we have was curved bases. That's, you see it right here. That gives you the different curved floors, whether it be grass or half or stem. Even stem curved half floor, which we don't have stem half floors, the straight version. We have the curved ones though. The different curved walls going through, and the curved fences. That's all a part of that. This one is 6,000 raw science. So for all the new building stuff, you're going to need 9,500 raw science. And the curved bases one with all these curved floors and walls, that comes out of the pond burgle chip, the chip that's on the chair next to the console in the pond dome up at the top of the ramp. So you can get all that for 9,500 raw science. You go to Burgle and buy it. So if you go in the game and you go to open your build radial and you're like, where is it? I don't see it. I don't see the curved stuff. You got to go visit Burgle and buy it. If you haven't bought it, you're going to need to. So now there is a new mode that they added. And I think it's pretty cool they added a new mode. Apparently, I think I'm under attack by a... Oh, look at that, a wolf spider. Let's go back down here real quick. We're going to save. Oh, I can't because I'm in combat. I'm going to load up, I'm going to back out to the menu real quick. There. Reason I'm doing that is going to show you the new mode. The new mode is called, well, Creative with Bugs. And I already have one created, but I'm going to show you, if you're playing and you want to test that out, you hit New Game. And up here, there's a 5th option, Creative with Bugs. So if you already have a creative file going, there will not be bugs in it. You have to actually start a whole new creative to have bugs in it. Now, I already have one started, so I'm going to continue. That's here, B509. And I'm going to go in there and show you that all the bugs in Creative with Bugs are docile to you, even if you run up and hit them in the face. As you can see, I've already been smacking the snot out of a spider over here. I'm going to run over here where I know there's a wolf spider. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go beat up a wolf spider. And it's just going to either sit there or it's going to wander off. They don't fight back. So it's good for testing how many hits or it would take to kill bugs, whatever, if you can kill them fast enough. See? See? He's just going to sit there and... No aggro. Doesn't even wake up. Doesn't even wake up. So, if you want to test how many hits it takes to kill certain bugs, it won't be as accurate, I don't think, because the bugs begin to heal because they're not aggro. When bugs are not healing you, or I'm sorry, aggroed on you, they heal. So you see all these little creepy crawly guys, they're just chilling, doing their thing. So if you ever want to play in creative and have bugs in it, which I know I saw that suggestion on the Grounded Discord server, here you go, guys. So now we're going to jump into multiplayer to play around with photo mode real quick. So let's go ahead and quit. We're going to back out to this. We're going to hit here. We're going to do some multiplayer, host, continue. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, my bad. EB71 is my game file. Let's get in there and do this. So now there's photo mode in multiplayer. I'm just going to pick max and let's do this. All players enter and exit photo mode at the same time. The game pauses. It's a kind of a workaround for pausing multiplayer. Since hitting the escape key on console, I don't know what it is on a controller. I don't play on a controller. Doesn't pause it. And it doesn't pause multiplayer, which has been a known thing for months now. But photo mode does. And I'm thinking photo mode will have to be... Everyone will have to opt into it, kind of like when you go to sleep. I have not tested this because I have not played multiplayer yet. I will, but I believe everyone has to opt into it. But what it also says is each player controls their character's pose and visibility. I'm going to spin him around because I actually have him in a decent... Nope, I need to move over here. That way I can have better lighting. And yeah. There. So I have that light above my head now because I have to show you some poses that are coming up with this too. Each player controls their own camera, location, and settings. So all of this is just for you. You take your picture, and anybody else playing with you takes their picture, and it goes to their device. Yours goes to yours. Nobody can come mess with your camera and change all your settings and that kind of stuff. There are 4 new poses for the camera for this. They are, what I think they're poses. They're not emotes, because when I went to the emote radial, they weren't there. But if you go to photo settings, poses, you're going to scroll all the way down. You're going to have these 4. You have Modest Max, which is right here. Max has a power stance. We have Wallowing Willow. It looks more like, I cannot believe you just said it that way. She's just giving you the look. Heroic Hoops, which fits with her voice lines a lot. And Perilous Pete. It looks closer to Petrified Pete, but it works. So each one has a pose that's named after that character. And it's just poses for camera mode. It is not in here in the emotes. You see there's no extra thing. We have wave, thumbs up, point, cheer, laugh, headbang, applaud, air guitar, which were the same, which are poses in here, as you see right there. But these 4 at the bottom are just for photo mode from what I've seen. So I'm going to go ahead and save real quick. I'm sorry, pause real quick. And I'm going to head over to my red base and show you guys some of the new curved walls, floors, ladders, and things like that. So give me a moment and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are. The base I've been working, or building I've been working on in the back of red base. This is the curved windowed stem wall. So instead of it taking one wall to come to the corner, one wall to come this way with 2 walls, you save the space, but we don't have rounded foundations. But it's fine. We have the rounded walls in here. Same kind of deal. You see it makes for a nice little, I think we call this the dressing room. Up on top of that is the, that is the rounded stem floor. It's the same crafting components or recipe for wheat stems and tube rope. And then I haven't built any of the... Oh, my mouse is being funny again. My mouse is being funny during stream too. I probably need to clean it. So you see, it connects to the outside of the curve like so. I haven't built any of them, so I don't have any to actually show. If you try to put it on the inside of the curve like this, it will go from half of the wall next to the curved wall, so like, you know, middle of that window, all of the curved window, and then half of the next window over here. So that there is that problem if you're trying to do it on the inside. The outside, it works fine. It's, you know, it works beautifully. It is getting a little late in my game. Let's see, check time, 1900. We have ladders in this building. It's bright enough, I think I can show you guys the ladders. And here I have a ladder at each end. There's one, there's the other. For the ladder, if you're trying to move something, you cannot use the ladder. If you have something on your shoulder, the moment you hit E to climb or whatever it is on controller, you're going to drop it. Now, one nice thing about ladders, you can pick them up, move them. Ladders are relocatable, which I think is pretty cool. But for the ladder, you just press the climb button and push forward or W on your keyboard, and you can climb up. And yes, you can look at them and climb down as well. So if you're way up high and you're like, I need to get down, you look down, hit the climb button, and go backwards, whether it's S or pull back on your thumbstick. Up here on the top floor, or yeah, the top floor, it's going to be a little dark, but we have the curved floor. Matter of fact, I will adjust my display settings to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. There, it's the same 4 grass planks to make the nice curved, rounded corner. It has a hole in it though. I don't know if they know that. When it rains, it's gonna get wet. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause, wait for the day to end, and start a new day, and we'll continue on with the patch notes from there. All right, so starting a new day in the game. And the next thing we'll go over is playthroughs in the save game UI, as we're talking about this. have all been grouped and collapsed. So you see, this is my main 629 saves, and it's all grouped. It shows the latest one just a few minutes ago from when I went to sleep. And then there is the creative with bugs. You see that right there. I have my regular creative where I've been building and having a lot of fun. This is for an older video, but you see it's much easier to navigate. And you can just press S to open. And then if you don't want to look at that anymore, you come down here, hide saves. No, I don't want to delete. So they've grouped them together to make it very clean and efficient and looking so much nicer. So if I were to open this, it would show all those. It's a pain in the butt. So next thing we got, building recipes are now sorted by subcategories in the construction radial and in the crafting menu. So we're going to look at the crafting menu first, and then I'll bring up the radial thing. None of these first, 6 has changed. So this one's still the same, this one's the same, and these are all the same. You see they've changed the icons up here. Instead of being all the way across, they've just condensed it down to being right here. But all this is the exact same. Nothing has changed. We don't have any new art or anything. The 3 purple ones are where things change. It's grouped by this: floors, walls, roofing, passages, doorways, support, so all your scaffolding and foundations, and stairs. And then we move over to storage and utilities. We have food, drink, sleep, production, storage, traps, all grouped together now. Navigation. That's where the ladders is at, by the way, is navigation. And athletics. And I'll show you where that's at in the build wheel for those who are wanting to build ladders, because ladders is cool. And finally, decor, we have lighting, furniture, fencing, art, the sign frame that I can't place anywhere because there's an issue with my world. All your bug head mounts, your mounted trophies, and then the miscellaneous, which are the 2 totems. So now we open the radial. You notice it follows the same pattern. Floors, walls, more walls, roofing, passages, foundations, stairs. Same thing here. Food, water, sleep, production, storage, traps, navigation. Oh, and by the way, that's athletics. So is this. That is where your ladder is at. So if you have everything purchased like I do, if you go into this section right here, which is your storage and utilities, the 3rd icon, little marker right here, it's number 7. And then, of course, this is also changed to lighting, furniture, more furniture, fencing, what is this? Art, trophies, more trophies, and then the last 2 totems. The totems are all the way at the end now. So that's the changes they've made there. And there's another one that I'm kind of glad I didn't run off too far. We'll go back over here to where all these spinning wheels are. Oh, we got a little bit of lag. I haven't lagged over here in a while. So we have spinning wheels, and if you're like me, you see I have 80 spinning wheels in here. That's how many is in here. If you have all these loaded, it's already a pain in the butt to go through and click and put 4 in the queue. And then when you're done, you have to come back and do it all over again. Well, now you can open it, take all. Just like taking stuff out of a box. So for PC, it's E and then W. So you can literally just tap it and move to the next one. I did it earlier. It went really fast, really smooth. It was very nice to be able to do that. So if you're like me and you make a lot of rope because you're building non-stop building, or you're just doing a lot of silk rope to have in a box because you never know you might need it, that's going to be something nice to have so that you can pick it up real quick. Now, when you're fighting mites, spiderlings, and water fleas, there's a little bit of different combat music. I'm not far from the water fleas, so I'm going to see if I can get one aggro down here. See if I can find one in the water real quick. If I can't find one real quick, I'll just move on to the next item. But if I can see one swimming, see if I can make one mad real quick. There's usually a few in this direction. They're all camera shy, apparently. Anyway, moving on. Attacks can now be canceled using the block button. I'm kind of bummed that I can't find a water flea, but that's fine. I'm gonna keep going for just a second. So if you're like me and you struggle with blocking sometimes because you're attacking, and you need to your attacks need to finish so you can hurry up and block the incoming attack that you see is coming at you, especially from a wolf spider. Now if you go to block, it'll automatically cancel it. I'm just going to find dry land in this direction now and pop out and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Since I don't... Oh, there it is. Okay. I just wanted you guys to hear the music. That's why I stopped talking for a second. All right, so now if you're up here and you're fighting a spider and you're swinging, 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 and it's about to attack you, let me get my stamina all the way back up. My stamina is empty. There we go. So you start swinging, and then all of a sudden you need to block after the third one. So you see the second swing coming through, so you can block and instantly cancel, which is really nice. But it helps combat a little bit better to be able to block instantly out of a attack combo. And attacks now consume your stamina at the beginning of the swing instead of on the hit frame, which I guess means at the end of the swing. Stink bugs have a new attack. I'm going to pause while I go get over there by that stink bug real quick, and then I'll show you what his attack does. And it's a pain. I'll be back in just a second. All right, so here we go. We have the stink bug that's up here, that new one they added right by the edge of the hedge. So I don't know why I keep calling it. So he's going to do his gas attack right there. That's a normal attack. That's his normal first attack is gas attack. Here comes the one that's unblockable. As you can see, I took a ton of damage. But if you pay attention, I might die right here. You see, he wiggles his butt a little bit. You can run and get away from him. So if you see when he starts to wiggle like that, just run. You can't block it. You're going to take damage. I took a lot of damage. And there is an issue. You notice one thing missing on my character, namely his head. We'll get to that in the patch notes in a bit. This has happened a lot to dear old Max. Let's see. Attack interaction display has been updated to match the new Interact UI changes from the last patch for consistency. Not 100% sure what that means, but okay. Increase the draw distance or render distance of bases for hosts on higher graphics quality. So if you're like me and you play on Epic, you see that base is pretty well rendered. I mean, that base just gives me issues anyway because it's that clover at 300-ish centimeters, maybe 340. The other bases can be seen a little bit easier, but you see the tower over here. The black marker right there at the bottom is at 336 centimeters, and you can kind of see that tower over there. So we have longer draw distances than we had with 8.0, which increased from 7.0. So they're getting it back to where hopefully eventually we'll be able to see across the yard again. Hopefully. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause. I need to get over to Black Base. I want to show you guys something about the lure traps and spike traps. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, so over here by Black Base. And you see I have some spike strips on the ground. Lure traps and spike strips, not strips, will now take damage as enemies use or interact with them. So as enemies run into these things, see, these haven't been touched. But this one's had stuff run into it. There it is. I think it's that second one. Move that out of the way. Yep. You see, that's half damage right there. And that's just from stuff walking on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete all these because that way I at least get half my resources back. If I don't delete them and bugs continue walking over them and they will eventually break them, you lose 100% of your resources. So you can risk leaving them there and losing 100% of your resources, or you can delete them and get half of your stuff back. Such as if I come over here, that spider that I just saw walking around, this area underneath right over here is missing. If you look down there with the back of the camera there, is missing some spike strips. As the spiders walk over them, they break them over time. So that is something to keep in mind, that if you don't want to lose your equipment, you see these guys are taking some damage. Not all of them, some of them though. But the ones through here definitely are, because the spiders walk through them, see? Half health on that spike strip. So if you don't want to lose half your resources, I recommend moving them or deleting them. One of the two. Ooh, what's the worry about that one? Beefy Smoothie question mark, which is the Smoothie question mark plus, is now craftable. When they first brought in the beefy smoothies or changed it, the whole smoothie recipe thing, that wasn't there. So now they've also changed the interface the way it looks here. You have to add your, instead of having this stuff underneath, it's now left and right, and it still requires one of these two. So for the beefy, you would add the muscle sprout, and then for the smoothie question mark, just a 3 of anything, doesn't matter. So we got some optimization improvements. 2 of them, I'm gonna say, came off of my world because they did. I like to say that because I know the devs use my world for a lot of optimization issues. Improved render performance with games with lots of buildings, like mine. Improved CPU performance with games with lots of buildings, like mine. Now the next ones I have no clue where it came from. Improved rendering performance for the Xbox One and Xbox One S. So for console players, that's going to help you guys with some of your rendering issues. These next 3 are reducing the delays on opening the main menu, on opening the building radial, and navigating to the data page. So this opens up instantly. It used to be a little... Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. It used to be a little bit of a delay, I guess, and it doesn't have a delay anymore. Now, another thing too, save games should now properly display the mode in multiplayer lobby. So like when you're going to go start a multiplayer game and it's not on medium, say you have a multiplayer and you're playing on WoW, you're playing on mild, and you go into multiplayer, the top left used to always just say medium when you were in the lobby picking your character. Well, now it'll display the correct difficulty setting. I know it was an issue in the past. It got a little confusing, but that is something that they have changed. Building UI such as container and spinning wheel interfaces will be closed if the building is relocated too far away while they are open. I don't know if that's a multiplayer thing or not. I'm not really sure on that one. The crafting menu will not lag so much when switching between certain items. I swear I can talk. Foliage, I guess I can't. Such as grass blades that is moved between patches will no longer duplicate itself. Promised chip sleuth quest science rewards will now be correctly shown to clients. You know, if you turn in a chip, you're supposed to get raw science for that. They're saying that will now correctly show to clients. Underwater capable buildings can no longer be built on bubbles. I never remember being able to have underwater capable buildings, but that is, you know, what it is. Floors can no longer be built entirely under the ground. So part of the floor has to be showing or it won't take. We're headed to the aircraft carrier. I have a reason. Structures placed on floors will be invalid less often. No, I did not mess that up. It actually says invalid less often. Where is it? Right here. Invalid less often. It's great. I'm still missing my head, by the way. The player can no longer zip off a zip line while zipping up it. I tried that earlier and I was able to jump around from zipline to zipline, so I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that. Wall-mounted buildings can no longer be attached to dropped items. I guess if you drop stuff, you could attach a wall-mounted whatever to it. I've never tried that. Sounds cool. Wish I'd have done it. Structures can no longer be completed while a character or creature is inside of them. A creature or yourself cannot be inside of something, say, like this. You watch the blueprint, it goes red. So if an aphid or an ant or a weevil were to walk into that, it would be red until they got out of it, or you killed them, so that you don't have something that gets stuck inside of it. It's kind of nice. Let's see. Buildings can now be placed in specific spots inside the oak tree where they previously couldn't be. Now, I'm pretty sure that means like up underneath where the spiders spawn, but I had another content creator, Cachette Rider. He posted in my Discord this picture here, which I have blown up for you guys, where he built, and there's that little notch in the tree on the northeastern side of the tree. There's a little like notch in the tree, and he built up there, and he put a little building up there, and he's got a couple more pictures of it. But yeah, he's got a little building up there. Maybe not be the cheapest way to get up there, but it worked. But that is from Cachette Rider, another content creator. I'll link his channel down below. Let's see. Where are we? Throwing grass blades or weed stems in third person no longer has most of them thrown to the side. I never really noticed that, but I have had every now and then they would just fly off in one random direction. So I guess they help fix that. Doors can now be built facing other doors. So I guess if you have a door that's... Oh, where are passageways again? Oh, I just had it. I guess if you have them too close or something like that. Yeah, a room of doors. Pretty sure this was considered invalid at one point. Also, one thing to be mindful of. See how it says supporting 0 before you delete blueprints on the new public test server. Make sure it says supporting 0. If not, it will delete all the stuff around it. So I gotta be really careful with that. Alright. Weapon wall mounts and wall mounted trophies no longer fall through the world when collapsed. Harvested flower petals will no longer spawn inside the flower. Spiral staircases can no longer be built underwater or inside blocking objects. So, I would suggest getting them built before you get on the public test server. Because as long as you do it before you get on 9.0, you can have a set of stairs that leads up into your boat. Or you can just completely miss like I just did. Also, too, I have some pictures in my Discord that the spiral staircases were able to be placed in other spots. Let me see if I can find it real quick. How far up do I have to scroll? You guys gotta stop posting so much stuff. That's underground. With lights all attached to it. That's underground. And I've confirmed that that was still viable on 8.2. So if you're in 8.2... Oh, I'm on multiplayer. Well, if you're in 8.2, then that's something. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it now. It's expensive, though. Plank and log pallets will align to the terrain better during placement, which is nice. Crow feathers... Let me get to the top of this. No longer respawn when harvesting them, walking away, and then returning. I had a lot of people tell me that they would pick up the crow feathers, leave the area, come back, and all the feathers would be right back. I was like, okay, that's, no fun, but whatever. Crow feathers now despawn after a while if not harvested. So if you have a bunch of crow feathers on the ground, see that little notch? By the way, let me come back to that in a second. See the little notch in the tree right here? This is where Cache Rider's build was at, is up into that little notch in the tree. So you can build up into that if you wanted to, chat. Back to the crow feathers. So they will despawn after so many days in game. I have not tested the exact number. My suggestion to them was 7 days. I'm hoping that that's what they went with. Just to give people time to get out and get them if they need crow feathers. Crow feathers still spawn in the world, but now there's less of them in the world, meaning less chance to have lag, hopefully. Stuffed bees will now properly swing after a save or a load. Wall-mounted buildings are easier to place on stem walls and palisades, except unless you're like me and you have the issue where you just have trouble putting anything on them because I have some sort of weird bug that they're looking into. Axes and splat bursts no longer stick to the free cam when falling. Okay. I still have no head, by the way. But what I meant by that, like if I were to take... I'm having issues placing these. The sign frames. I'm having issues placing sign frames on the wall. Now, it says obstructed, but by what? There's nothing around here. Anyway. Ant eggs will now hatch properly while inside of inventories. They will hatch in your backpack. They will hatch out of the chests. We have a clip here that you guys can watch. I have 180 ants that hatched right before my eyes. It was hilarious. It was great. Go ahead and check out this clip. We'll be back in a second. Because that's how I do things. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Give me a timestamp! Oh my god! This is awesome! Oh no, Dave, you got tagged! Hey, 180 ants just hatched in front of me.
Stop that.
I definitely will. You'll get the clip of this for sure, bud. Why are the soldiers not aggroing on me, I wonder? What about the ones in my inventory? They hatched too! Oh, they all hatched. 180 ants just hatched. All right, now that you guys checked out that clip, we're going to go continue on with the patch notes. Creatures no longer walk through walls when not looking at them. So that pauses it. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That fixed my character's head. In my grounded video section, I have right here, this is my moderator army guy. I'm going to make sure that I'm just going to mute that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to right here. This is him looking away, and you saw what happened. He looked away, and as he looked back, the ladybug started walking through the fence. So this particular patch note is talking about that right there. That issue. You see the ladybug coming through, and then as he looks back, the ladybug walks completely through and just wanders off. So that is what I said. It was my moderator army guy, and he had that issue and shared that with us. It was great. All types of creatures will now correctly create ripples in the water. I guess there were some that didn't create ripples. I really wasn't paying attention. So that's another little adjustment. Photo mode, depth of field now applies properly when entering photo mode. Photo mode can now be exited even when the HUD is toggled off. Because it used to be if you toggled off your HUD, you had to toggle it back on in order to get a photo mode. Now it's just you can back right out of it with no problem. But I remember getting stuck in it and had to figure out, I had to remember what this was to toggle back out of it. Now I don't have to worry about that. Blocking, aiming, and charging attacks now release upon exiting photo mode without firing. So charge attack being like this, I exit photo mode. You know, I want to swing it around, take a picture, do whatever. When I come out, my character doesn't swing. He just stands back up straight. Lighting in dark areas is now properly applied in photo mode. I don't really take pictures in the dark areas because, well, it's a dark area. You can't really see real in the picture, but apparently that's helped out a little bit. Some UI changes. The interaction UI no longer displays when on a zip line. Characters are less likely to appear headless when finishing a conversation with Burgle or interacting with certain items. You guys saw in this video, my character was headless until I entered photo mode. If your character is headless and you want to fix it, toggle in and out of first and third person, back and forth. That'll fix it. If you're in first person, you're probably not. If you only play in first person, you're not going to know you're headless. But if you're like me and play in third, you're going to see that you're headless. So just toggle back and forth or enter photo mode and leave photo mode. That fixes it. Players with a ton of buildings built. Oh, this is for Xbox. This is an Xbox bug fix. Players with a ton of buildings built and can no longer create new save games will be able to make new save games again. So for the Xbox console players, if you had issues making new save games because what you have built, they fixed that. But that is it for the patch notes. I will have those linked in the description below. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop a comment down there in that section as well. And if you like this content and would like to see more like it, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. Until the next video, you guys have a good one.